Diana was with Dodi Fayed, the son of billionaire Mohammed Al Fayed. The two had spent the summer surrounded by media attention, and tonight the pressure outside had become unbearable. A plan was quickly arranged. A decoy vehicle would leave the front entrance to distract photographers while Diana and Dodi secretly escaped through the back. Shortly after midnight, Diana quietly entered the back seat of a black Mercedes-Benz S280. Dodi sat beside her while bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones and driver Henri Paul sat in front. As the Mercedes rolled away into the streets of Paris, the chase began. Within seconds, motorcycles carrying paparazzi spotted the car. Engines roared through the night. Cameras flashed violently through the windows. Henri Paul pressed harder on the accelerator. The Mercedes sped through Paris at terrifying speed, weaving through traffic and disappearing beneath neon lights. Inside the car, fear slowly replaced silence. Diana looked behind her. The motorcycles were still following, closer, closer, closer. It no longer felt like photographers chasing a celebrity. It felt like prisoners trying to stop someone from escaping. Then the Mercedes approached the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, a dark, concrete tunnel beneath the streets of Paris. At exactly 12:23 a.m., everything changed. Witnesses later described hearing a horrifying metallic explosion echo through the tunnel walls. The Mercedes suddenly lost control. Some people claimed another vehicle, a mysterious white Fiat Uno, appeared beside the Mercedes moments before the crash. Others said the car was simply moving too fast, but no one truly knows what happened during those final seconds. The Mercedes swerved violently and slammed directly into the 13th concrete pillar. The impact was catastrophic. Steel crushed inward like paper. Glass exploded across the tunnel floor. The engine collapsed beneath the front seats. Then came silence, a terrifying silence broken only by the endless sound of the car horn echoing through the darkness. But what happened next shocked the world even more. The first people to surround the wreckage were not police officers. They were paparazzi. As smoke poured from the destroyed Mercedes, photographers began taking pictures. Flash after flash lit the tunnel walls while passengers fought for their lives. Some witnesses later described the scene as deeply disturbing, a dying princess surrounded by cameras until her final moments. Driver Henri Paul and Dodi Fayed were declared dead at the scene. Trevor Rees-Jones survived with devastating facial injuries. But Diana was still alive. Emergency doctor Frédéric Maillier happened to be driving through the tunnel when he discovered the crash. When he reached Diana, she was conscious, but critically injured. Surprisingly, there was very little visible blood. But internally, the damage was catastrophic. The force of the crash had violently shifted her organs inside her chest. Emergency workers desperately tried stabilizing her condition before transport. As the world waited for news, rumors spread everywhere. Some reports claimed Diana was talking normally, while others claimed she only had a broken arm. Millions of people stayed awake through the night praying she would survive. But inside the Pitié-Salpêtrière hospital in Paris, doctors were losing the battle. Her heart repeatedly stopped. Medical teams fought for hours to save her, but the internal injuries were too severe. At 4 a.m., the announcement finally came. Diana, Princess of Wales, was dead. In that moment, the entire world froze. Crowds gathered outside Buckingham Palace in complete silence. Flowers covered the gates like a sea of grief. Television stations interrupted broadcasts across the planet. Grown men cried openly in the streets. It felt as if the world had lost someone deeply personal. But even after her death, the mystery refused to disappear. Investigators quickly blamed excessive speed and dangerous pursuit by paparazzi. French authorities later confirmed that driver Henri Paul had alcohol and prescription medication in his system. Officially, the crash was ruled a tragic accident. But millions of people refused to believe the story was that simple. Questions began spreading across the world. Who was driving the mysterious white Fiat Uno seen near the tunnel? Why did parts of the CCTV footage reportedly disappear or fail to capture the crash clearly? Why did paparazzi continue taking photographs instead of helping? And why did emergency treatment take so long? Conspiracy theories exploded across newspapers, television, and documentaries. Some believed Diana knew dangerous secrets. Others claimed powerful people feared her growing influence after leaving the royal family. Some even suspected intelligence agencies were involved. For years, investigations continued in both France and Britain. Police questioned witnesses. Several paparazzi photographers were detained, interrogated, and temporarily taken into custody after the crash because authorities believed their dangerous chase may have contributed to the tragedy. Some faced legal investigations related to invasion of privacy and failure to assist victims. However, after years of court proceedings, no one was convicted of murdering Diana. The mysterious white Fiat Uno became one of the biggest unanswered mysteries of the case. But despite decades of theories, no evidence ever proved a murder conspiracy. Officially, the world was told it was a tragic accident caused by speed, pressure, and chaos. Yet even today, millions still believe something darker happened inside that tunnel. And perhaps the saddest part of all was that Diana spent her entire life trying to escape the cameras. But in the end, she died surrounded by their flashing lights. Today, above the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, stands the Flame of Liberty monument, now covered with flowers, letters, and photographs left by people who still remember her. Because Diana was never just a princess. She was hope. She was compassion. And her final night became one of the most haunting mysteries in modern history, a story filled with speed, fear, secrets, and a silence the world still cannot forget.